The potential liability here is grave.
Only on ABC 15, alarming concerns about evidence collected by the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. This recent report centers around the Property and Evidence Unit, how evidence is handled and processed and stored. And ABC 15's Corey Rangel looked through this report. He joins us now live. And Corey, I understand it found a series of problems, really, that don't just talk about right now, but past, present, future cases.
Katie, unless something's done, the audit says it could have an impact on those cases. This is the report, some 300 pages that address some big problems.
The potential liability here is grave.
Pinal County Sheriff Paul Babu admits a recent audit on his office found some alarming problems.
We have some serious issues here, and we don't want to conceal it from you, and we're addressing it in quick speed.
The audit, done in December, was just recently completed. It found multiple problems with the way evidence is secured. At the time of the audit, more than 200 items were classified as unable to locate, including guns, drugs, money, and biological evidence. The last time the file was examined by a supervisor was last August. Also in the report, when auditors visited a particular storage facility, they were told it had been broken into on a number of occasions, which could jeopardize the evidence in court proceedings, possibly including evidence from murder cases. And at another storage area, the audit found evidence is being stored in an old jail cell with no records of who was going in. According to the report, quote, supervisors assigned to this station are not concerned with evidence security, adding, all that a defense attorney would have to ask is, could someone have tampered with this evidence?
Cases could be compromised, and that's a problem. We're not in the business of being the problem in a case, whether with the evidence not being properly handled, safeguarded, or processed.
The report also found only about 5% of the sexual assault kits ever go to the crime lab, pointing out the untested evidence has the potential to identify a suspect or a link to other crimes. In a number of cases, the auditor suggested there's a good chance the investigator has retired or been transferred and the case has been forgotten.
It's pretty alarming when you see that, when you see evidence that for years has not been submitted for DNA testing when it comes to sexual assaults, when it comes to possible homicide and murder cases.
Despite the problems, Sheriff Babu tells me he's met with the county attorney and says they're not aware of any cases that have been compromised. He says many of the issues are a result of mismanagement by previous administrations dating back 20 years and says the proof is in the storage rooms.
Clearly we have a storage problem with evidence.
Evidence rooms are so full, boxes are stacked to the ceiling with leftovers spilled out onto the floor, some evidence dating back to the 1970s. At least half of it can be tossed out, but the sheriff tells me he doesn't have the staff to do it because they're focusing on properly processing the new evidence coming in. So much stuff needs to be purged, the audit found it would take someone 26 years to reduce the inventory by half.
This is not normal. This does not meet any standards. The audit even talks about this. To properly catalog and to store all this, this is not the way you do business.
And the sheriff tells me he's rearranged his staff to make adjustments. He wants to hire 3 additional evidence technicians and is now compiling an assessment of what's needed to meet the requirements of the audit. He'll then take the proposal to the Board of Supervisors to try to get the money to make the needed corrections. Reporting live, Corey Rangel, ABC 15 News.